We just waiting on people to get in here. We just waiting on somebody to get in. That's all. We just waiting on somebody to get in. Sauce. I got sauce in the chat. Sauce, what up, boy? Sauce. I got sauce in the chat. Sauce, what up, boy? Shit, what's going on, man? I'm about ready to get this thing started. So, you know what we're here to discuss today. So apparently, it was some footage that dropped about a battler named Wolf. Wolf is a white guy, and he said nigga in a battle, and as a result, the dude he was battling, I forget his name, he punched him. Alright, so the topic of the discussion is, it was a couple of them, but one of them is it okay for white people to use the N-word in battle rap? In my personal opinion, the answer is absolutely fucking not. In the live video that I saw with the homeboy who ran up on his friend, he was saying, any hood that you grew up in, it was a white boy that was there who said nigga, and then he was kind of like, well, it shit don't really mean that no more unless you like over 40 and all this other type of shit. Alright, I ain't over 40, but I'm pretty fucking close. And what's going on today with racism, it's probably worse now than it was in the 90s. Cause police was killing motherfuckers up and all this shit, but it was democratic power, so it was more so-called hidden, but bullshit was still happening. Like we ain't that far past any of this shit. I saw somebody posted on Facebook that the young lady who broke the first, when she was the first little girl to get into a you know, into a white school, they were saying she only 65 right now. You know how fucking crazy that is? So if you in your, if you're in your early 20s, even if you're in your late 20s, that's probably still like your grandma was the first person to damn, integrate schools. And integrating schools, and this is, somebody who's around, my parents' age. Like nah, you don't get no pass. That shit ain't removed like that. Brandon say, or the other countless black people that are in the world, or you don't know what their reaction gonna be. Yeah, and that's a fucking fact, because that word stir up different feelings in different people. But the general consensus for us as black people is like, nah, that shit ain't happening. Even if I'm cool with somebody that's white, like that, that N word, that shit ain't flying in conversation. Like, something gonna happen to you. You gonna catch your fucking you gonna catch something to the chin very quick. Like that shit is always unacceptable. Like I don't give a fuck who you are, how cool you are. Nah, that shit ain't going. But yeah, and that's crazy, man, because it kind of made me sad in a sense, because the dude was like, somebody over 40, it might mean something different. Like, people who just over 40, man, they came up in the 90s. Like, granted, the 90s was 30 years ago now, because it's 2020, but as far as what's become different, since then, it ain't much of shit. It's worse now. Like, Donald Trump done resurrected. Well, between him and right before Obama got out of office, they done resurrected the 60s, a whole different fucking time. Like, these motherfuckers out here out of control, saying what they want with no consequence. Well, the first time you give a motherfucker a consequence, like, you don't get no pass for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so somebody my parents' age, still wasn't allowed to eat at certain counters and shit like that. When they were little kids, but still. You imagine you a little kid, you want to go get some ice cream, and somebody calling your parents a nigga and all this shit, and they kick you out, and then so basically they fucking grandkids is down, like, it's cool for them. Nah, I can't agree with that. Now, the fact that he stood up for the motherfucker he walked in the building with, I can honor that. But to me, because of what happened, it's two different things, even though it still happened in the same event. Like, old boy saying it, I ain't going. But old boy defending his partner, I understand it. Now, when we get back to where we going, you gonna have to see me, and I ain't fucking with you no more, but I'm not gonna let these motherfuckers fuck with you, because when I brought you here, it was under the understanding I wasn't gonna let nobody fuck with you. But who heard his balls? And did we think about that at all? Who heard his balls before he went on stage and was like, excuse me, and he went on stage and said, yo, I'm about to rap this shit. Shit, I'll leave it to y'all. If one of your boys was a rapper, a white guy, and he came up to you and told, and he was rapping his bars for you, and he said that shit, well, what direction you going with that shit? You have to forgive how my damn voice sound. Got some damn mucus behind my eyes and all that other type of stupid shit. But Brandon say Wolf's homies should have got stumped out for defending them. If Wolf got a pass from the blacks, he be with them. That's fine, but you keep that shit between you and them black folks. You don't know me. Or yeah, okay. Nah, that first part, that part right there didn't pop up for me. Like you might see it in the chat, but but I don't see it. But yeah, you absolutely fucking right. Like if that's some shit that you let him slide with, that's y'all personal business. I still don't condone it, but you don't bring that shit to every fucking body. And I also believe that anybody using racist terms towards anybody in battle rap is gonna touch that nerve. But it's something about the history of the N word is stronger than anything you could call anybody else. That's why other races, religions, and all that other type of stuff, they don't get upset about it like we do. But ain't out of the people who I've seen battle rap, I ain't seen anybody from another race like owned. Because you can say you can talk about the Holocaust, which the Holocaust by far is all the way at the top of the fucking list of things that happen to people. But you also don't really, well, I don't know, because maybe I don't watch those types of battles, but I don't hear Jewish people call the K word or whatever the fuck the case is when it come to them. And if somebody is, like, they should be ready to bomb on a motherfucker. Like, you seen and you read what what the Jewish people had to go through during the Holocaust. You're not finna damn shit. You ain't shitting on that. I'm not letting that ride. I guess there's no honor in that shit. So that's something that should just be should be cut the fuck out. So are y'all damn dropping comments and they not popping up for me? Let me test some shit. Okay. So I see mine. So in a nutshell, man, like that shit ain't going. I mean, shout out to dude for not letting him kill him because he brought him to the function. But yeah, after that, y'all still should have had a something follow up. And even if you still decide to be cool with him, you know better than that. You know better than that. He say he's I think he from Philly. They say he from the gutter, the bottom of nothing to nothing, shit. So you mean to tell me Philly cops ain't roughing y'all up and calling y'all this type of shit, which is just an extension of what's been going on since 92. We gotta get better when it comes to that kind of shit. You're saying the battle league should apologize to everybody too. I mean, yeah, because because of politics, I don't think they did anything wrong. Because I don't, unless it's a battle league out here that make motherfuckers perform their bars and shit before they go on stage. But you do still tap into like, hey y'all, you know what, that that's fucked up on the battler's behalf. We apologize, but we also don't condone that kind of content on our channel. Like you shouldn't drop the battle. But if it's a smaller league, they probably gonna drop it for views and likes and shit, which that's part of the fucking problem too. Everything is shock value. But I don't like bars about kids either, like harming kids. I don't like that shit either. But chances are that a lot of them, I can't say nobody because because battle rap just had some shit. I think what was it last year before, some shit like that involving couple of things that happened involving children. So I can't say that motherfuckers ain't gonna do that shit, but that's kind of a thing that damn people with kids say this shit. So you say anything racist, like they might say, oh, black people say nigga all the time, and they do, we do, but at the same time though, women can call each other the B word, all kind of shit. Like if it's something oppressive, people who go through the same struggle, they tend to say those words to people who are also called them words. Like you can't do that shit. You can't you can't come in and say, yo, you're one thing and I'm disrespecting a whole nother fucking group about over fucking 500 years of damn oppression. You can't do that shit, man. Now, what I mean, dude said he gonna fall back, but and then he said that battle rap was corny and all this shit. So like, it's you have a venue where that shit is like not a venue. You got a platform where that type of shit is okay. Like I'm kind of confused about that. Where do you go to rap at to where like that shit is okay across the board? I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm kind of fucking confused about it. I'm gonna go grab me some water. I'll be right back. All right, we back. We back. Still got anybody in the room? Okay, so if we ain't got nobody in the room, oh shit. Okay, Sauce in here. So shit, what's your thoughts on shit? Alright, yeah. It says the topic is broad. Why is that? I need to know. I say because I covered the take on it. Nah, because man, like I said, I mean, even though dude was hollering and and all that type of shit, I still took the time to listen to what it is that he was actually saying, man. And I mean, he had he had some validity, because one thing, if you're a real man, period, if you take somebody somewhere and you like, yo, I got your back while we in this situation, then I'm gonna have your back while we in this situation. If I got the dog walk you after, then fuck it, I just gotta fuck you up after the fact. But while we in it together. So that part, like I said, I get it. I ain't even mad about about that. I can't say that he should have turned around and stomped dude out. Do I know if the rest of the event continued after that? I ain't seen nothing on it either way. I mean, if that wasn't if it wasn't the main event, I would imagine that it did, because there wasn't really no rumble afterward. Like, dude just kind of gave him his lick. Dude jumped in front of him, and then from what I seen, that's where the shit cut off at. I mean, shit. Did you see anything else? I don't know on that one. I mean, I would think that it still kept going. But it's crazy, man, because you don't hear, Pat Stays, Big K's, the Iron Solomons. Like, for my knowledge, I ain't never heard neither one of them, say no shit like that on stage. I ain't heard no footage of back in the day that they did. Like, I could have missed some shit, or I could have just forgot about some shit, but I don't remember that kind of shit. And you come as close to, flirting with death, so to speak, when you get up on that stage, as far as your shit talking go. But you say, what about disaster though? I ain't with it. I'm not with disaster being able to say it either, because I mean, even though you stay in a neighborhood, so if you stay in a neighborhood where, if you ever stayed in a neighborhood where foreigners, so to speak, have businesses in your neighborhood and all this shit, man, you don't, for the most part, you don't see them come out to support the neighborhood. Like, they do their business, they go home. So, no, hell no. Now, is some cities, maybe LA is one of them cities where that, everybody, they could all be mixed into the same pot. But at the end of the day, though, like, this shit, it ain't cool, man. It ain't cool. If you ain't there, so put it like this, dog. You can't, in most circumstances, call a woman the B word, right? In most circumstances. And if there are some circumstances, that means there's some abuse involved and, some whole other shit. You can't say that because you're a man. So that's the same thing when it comes to, when it comes to them other slurs. Like, if you're not in that same category, you shouldn't be saying it. And if you do choose to use them, then you gotta deal with what come after that. But no, I'm not okay with, nope. I'm not okay with it at all, man. And I mean, he could be the coolest motherfucker out there. He could be the coolest motherfucker in the world, but nah, I don't condone that shit. Could be old age, I don't know, but that shit ain't cool, man. But shit, it's been a while since I done got on, since I done went live and all that shit. So what the fuck else is going on? We'll talk about some other shit for a little bit too. Now remember, if this side ain't working for you or if the audio messed up, we still on the other side too. We're gonna be live on both. So if you need to go on the other side to get some to understand a little bit better, then we over there. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That PG battle that just dropped recently. Sauce, I think that, me and you was talking and you told me to go watch it and I watched it. If you still in here. So what we gonna do here, this side that you can see the side that you can see my green background on, I'm about to stop here and I'm about to switch to the other side. So if you still in here, go ahead and switch over there and we'll be over there.